Properties of parallelograms. Now, a parallelogram will look a little bit like this in general, right? So this is kind of a general statement. You'll notice from the markings, well, and from this, that there are 4 sides. So we have a quadrilateral, because there are 4 sides to this. The opposite sides are parallel. That's what these arrows mean. And not only are the opposite sides parallel, they're also congruent. So in this case, the top and the bottom sides are congruent, and the right and the left sides. Because the opposite sides are congruent, you will notice the angle markings. So in this case, we know that opposite angles are congruent, but they are different. So if you think about, well, this kind of looks like a rectangle smushed, and that's true. But we know that a rectangle has 4 right angles. So all angles in a rectangle are the same. Whereas in a parallelogram, opposite angles are congruent, but all 4 are not the same. So the properties. It is a quadrilateral because it has 4 sides. The opposite sides are parallel. The opposite sides are equal. We could also add to this that opposite angles are equal. Should have thrown that in there. Okay, so knowing this, a rectangle is a parallelogram, but a parallelogram is not a rectangle. So think about what makes up a rectangle. Well, it has 4 sides, check on a parallelogram. Opposite sides are congruent, check on a parallelogram. Opposite angles are congruent, check on a parallelogram. Opposite sides are parallel. Well, yeah, that's true here. So check. So all of the things that make up a parallelogram also make up a rectangle. So a rectangle is a parallelogram, but a parallelogram is not a rectangle because of the not 4 right angles. So that is what makes a parallelogram different from a rectangle. So just remember, a rectangle is a parallelogram, but a parallelogram is not a rectangle.